very first live video. Today we're going to be looking at the masking technique that enables us to make 4 different cards at the same time. So here's some that I've made earlier today, and I'm just going to show you how that works. First we need our easy press. I've already put the heart die, masked that onto a piece of card. It's just half an A5 normal size card. We're going to use the pink and the blue plates, and I'm just going to quickly run that through the easy press. Those cracking noises are completely normal. Okay, so now that we've run that through, we have a solid piece and a border piece. We're going to use those to make the 4 cards. I've already folded my 4 cards. I'm using 2 black ones, 2 white ones. Now on the 2 white ones is where you're going to put the bits that we've just cut out. So on one of those cards, you need to use a temporary adhesive. I'm just using blue tack. Comes off nice and clean, nice and easy, and holds it in place long enough. So I'm just going to put some blue tack on those bits. Okay, I'm going to use my border piece to line up my center of the heart so I can make sure I get that heart nice in the center of my card. You can obviously use any shape you like in the die cuts if you don't have a heart. I think the hearts are my most used die set, but you can use any shape you like. Okay, so I have one that's already done. I'm just going to do that to the other one while I'm here. So again, just some non-permanent adhesive. You can use the non-permanent tape runners or anything like that. Blue tack's just as easy for me. So, and I'm going to put that evenly and centered onto the second card. So we have our 2 there. Now these will form the rest of it. I am going to use my position press today, because that way I can make sure that it stays in the right, perfectly centered. The stamps that I'm using today are from our Coastal Oasis set, and the sentiments that I'm using today are from our Sweet Pastels range. So I'm using a 2-stage stamp set, so I'm going to stamp the solid set first. Once that's done, I'll go through and put the outline using the second stamp. So we're just going to get our stamps and we're going to line them up halfway across. Just show you there. So you want to make sure that you're going halfway over the border so that you're having some of the image stamped on the cutout and on the background. Just going to line them up. I'm using archival inks today. I'm using, in most sets, I'm using a darker colour and then, well, a lighter colour and then a darker colour to make the image. So just bear with me. You just want to, sorry, that one. You just want to ink your stamps as normal. Don't forget, if you have them close together and they move colours and you get the wrong stamp on the wrong colour, just wipe it off and keep going. Sorry. I'm just going to use the sunflower on the last one. Okay. So just going to close that, and that's going to put this solid image down. There we go. Now, I don't need the bigger one anymore, but I will still use the other one. So I'm just going to quickly put them on again, giving them a quick wipe with my fingers, just to minimize that. I'm just going to overlap them. Okay. And again, just apply some ink. You can mix up the colors if you want to, or you can keep them the same. going to really quickly come through. Oop. And put that on there. And again, perfect. Now, the bonus of the precision press is I don't like that yellow. It just needs a double coat, so I can do that now, knowing that that stamp is in the same position. And then we have a darker one. So I'm going to go through and change the colours of the inks now, and I'm just going to put the outline stamp in. So we're just going to line them up as best as we can. I actually do personally like the effect of the stamps if they're a little bit out of sync, but yes, each to their own. So this time, like I said, I'm going to use a different colour and on those ones. So we're going to use the French ultramarine on blue. We're going to use plum on that one. And we're going to use magenta hue on this one. Bear with me. And the leaf green on the other one. So those colour combos again, we have Viridian and leaf green. We have French ultramarine and aquamarine. And we have plum and magenta hue. Sorry, plum and rose madder. And then we have sunflower and magenta hue. Alright, so I'm just going to stamp them. And don't need that one. I'm just going to move these ones around and do the same thing again. So again, these are just the outline stamps, just to add a little bit of dimension to the stamps that we already have. Bear with me. As you can see, it doesn't take very long at all once you have everything set up. Perfect. So there we have it. I'm going to put that one aside, and I'm just going to quickly do exactly the same thing to the other card that we prepared earlier with the outline. Might go the other way this time. And again, you want to use your solid stamps before you use your outline stamps. And again, you just want them nice and even around the border so that you've got some stamp on the inside and some on the outside. Following the same process, we're just going to stamp that. We're going to remove the big one, we don't need that one anymore, and we're just going to change the position of the other three. somewhat difficult to do that middle one, but that's okay because I'm just going to go and re-stamp that yellow. There we go. Okay, push them down. And again, we're just going to now stamp the outlines. So put the big one on first. Oh, right way might help. There we go. You can quite easily swap the border colours as well if that's something that you want to do, so you have a completely different effect. It don't have to be a lighter and a darker combination. You can simply just yeah, mix and match the colours as you see fit. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And same thing again for those other ones that we've just done again. So just line them up. That way. Okay. So got that one. Blues around a little bit, and plum. Now you will see, because there was already ink on there, they have slightly stamped. Again, don't stress, you won't get a double image because the precision press actually keeps it in place. I'm just going to take them over there. So now we have our 2 cards, and we turn them into 4 cards by simply removing the mounts. So removing the glue tack so that we have 4 pieces again. So we have 4 pieces. 2 will become cards and 2 we add to the other ones. So before I add them on, I'm just going to stamp some sentiments in there. I'm going to use some happy birthday ones today. Obviously use any sentiments that you like. And I'm going to mostly use purple, the deep purple from the archival, until I stamp onto the black, and then I'll change my ink to all white. One card perfectly done. Because I have a lot of white space for this card, I've actually chosen a longer, bigger saying so that it spans together and fills it up a little bit more. Card 2 done. Going to again line it up. Choose the space that has the most white. Going to mount that using some magic mount onto a piece of black card, just to make it stand out just that little bit more. Card 3. Now before I stamp, I want to just line up the cover part, just so I can make sure I get that sentiment stamped smack bang in the middle of where I need it to be. Just going to take the purple off. Okay. So once I have that lined up, I'm just going to remove that piece for the moment. And I'm using the pigment ink for this one. I find that I generally have to stamp the white onto black a couple of times before I get the result that I like. I never would have been able to do that with the acrylic blocks that I used to use. The precision press makes that so much easier. So we're just going to re-ink and stamp again till you get the desired effect. I'm quite happy with that. So now I'm just going to mount our previous piece on there. Obviously you can add as many or as little embellishments as you like, but this process gives you 4 pretty quick cards that you can play with. So again, we're just going to use some magic mount, make that pop up a little bit, give it an extra dimensional. Bear with me. Okay. Line it up. And then you have card number 4. So again, we have card 1, card 2, and card 3 and 4. I hope you enjoyed that technique today, and thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you again on Mel Sparkling Kaszazz. Thanks!